What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So it's the 4th of July. So we're going to do a quick little 4th of July video for you guys. 4th of July. So I was actually watching this video earlier today, and there's people there actually, who was it? It's Mark Dice was actually wandering around interviewing people about, the 4th of July. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't even know what the 4th of July is about. They have no clue. Americans that have no clue what the 4th of July is about. Some think it's about the celebration of summer or whatever it is, and fireworks and all this other stuff. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little history lesson. So a quick little history lesson that you might want to take into consideration for the 4th of July. So let's get to a little bit of a backstory. So have you guys ever heard of the one if by land, who if by sea, Paul Revere riding, telling people the British are coming, the British are coming? That took place back in April 19th, 1775. That was called the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Now, during this battle, basically, prior to this battle, prior to Lexington and Concord, the British put major tariffs, taxes on America. Major tariffs on America. They were taxing pretty much every single thing that they could. They taxed America so much that that the people in America almost couldn't provide for themselves. What the British were doing is they were basically kind of punishing the colonies for being the colonists. They're punishing them because they were their little babies, their little brethren that they sent overseas, and the people that overseas realized that we're so far from British and we don't like their rules, and they don't give them the freedom of religion and the speech and everything else that we want. So we want to form our own type of country. So British came and they decided to punish America. And guess how they decided to punish America? At the Battle of Lexington and Concord, one if by land, two if by sea, right? They came over and they had two missions. Now, up to this point, the militia were starting getting fed up. The militia were the people of America, the citizens, the people living in their houses. They were getting fed up with it, and they knew it was going to come down to more armed conflict. They knew it was going to get bad. So we're training. So when Lexington and Concord happened, the British had two things that they were planning, two objectives that they were planning. First objective was to capture Sam Adams and John Hancock. That was their first mission, or their first objective, capture Sam Adams and Hancock. Their second objective was to capture the powder and the firearms, or confiscate the powder and the firearms from the colonists. Now, what I mean by that is basically the colonists were preparing for war because they knew an armed conflict was going to come. So they started stockpiling their ammunition, their powder, which is the charge that they actually put to shoot shoot their big old balls at people. And they'd have their powder in stores that was actually called magazines that were outside of the cities. That's where it came from. They kept their powder in magazines outside of the cities, and that's where they kept all their powder because it's kind of explosive and you don't want that in a city. So the British troops were coming to capture John Hancock and Sam Adams, and to capture the supplies, the arms, whatever supplies they possibly could, but primarily arms and powder from the American militia. That was their main objective. And America was fed up. They were done. All right, we are done. We are our own country. Leave us alone. You are nothing but tyrants, and you're causing an issue. So what did they do? They stood up and fought. Now, it wasn't the greatest battle, but we stood up and we fought. And it was one of the first actual conflicts that the British realized that America was actually, that the war was starting. First time the war was started, it was official. The war had started, America was resisting. Now, at the time, they're still considered British colonies. Now, jumping forward ahead of time, like I said, Lexington Concord happened April 19th, 1775. July 4th, 1776, which was, guess what? The Declaration of Independence, when America, that's right, America, decided to become our own country. We were done with British. We no longer want their tyranny. We refuse to be with them. We refuse to have them come and confiscate our firearms. Refuse for them to make it difficult for us to live our lives and provide for our family. We are our own country. We are no longer part of them. So they created the Declaration of Independence, 4th of July. Declaration of Independence. So when you're out there tonight and you're celebrating, you see fireworks shows and stuff like that in the sky, you might want to think about what those fireworks actually represent, because you might not know, and I would hope you would know, at least people of this channel probably know what it represents. It represents the bombs bursting in air. It represents the fight, the battles, the fighting for our freedom, fighting for our independence and earning our independence from a British tyrant, a king that was a tyrant. We won our freedom and we created our own country. And that is what the 4th of July is about. Independence Day is about the 4th of July. It is about our independence as our own sovereign nation. We are no longer with the British. We are no longer going to be controlled by tyrants from a different part of the world. We are our own people. You cannot come, you cannot take our guns. You cannot come, you cannot destroy our lives in the name of your king. We are our own people. So that is what Independence Day is. So when everyone else is drinking to the fireworks, you know what I'll be drinking to tonight? The veterans, the founding fathers that fought and died earning our freedom. And that freedom that's been passed on to us, that we pass on to our children. That is what the 4th of July is about, and that is what I'm drinking to tonight. Peace.